customer merely muttered that the steak was overcooked. She actually stabbed a piece of raw beef and strode over aggressively.
Rare enough for you?
Are you out of your mind?
Yeah, that's why I'm in therapy.
I'm so sorry.
Not bad.
That felt so good.
She was just a chef at the restaurant, but even the boss had to watch her expression before acting. Katie was the head chef of this restaurant. She had a fiery temper and was a complete workaholic. But that didn't affect the customers' love for her one bit, because she possessed top-notch culinary skills. Every dish she made was absolutely perfect. The restaurant became famous all over town thanks to her. Although Katie's career was thriving, her life was quite dull and boring. Just as she had sent off a customer, she overheard a couple discussing issues with the foie gras she had grilled. So Katie walked up to them and gave a professional response.
There's nothing wrong with this. It's precisely comme il faut.
What is that supposed to make?
Comme il faut, as it should be. 140 degrees in the oven, 80 degrees water temperature for 25 minutes, not too long, not too short, with a perfect touch of pink. Honey.
The man angrily left the restaurant with his girlfriend. The boss followed Katie into the kitchen. Although he was very dissatisfied with Katie's work attitude, he was always helpless against her. In order to help Katie control her irritable mood, the boss specially arranged a psychologist for her. But Katie's temper remained unchanged. One day, while Katie was busy in the kitchen, she suddenly received the terrible news that her sister had passed away in a car accident. She rushed to the hospital without stopping, only to see her poor niece left alone in the ward. When Annie woke up, she learned that her mother had died. Annie lay in the hospital bed, heartbroken. Even the stern Katie shed a tear of sadness. She stayed at the hospital to take care of the child. However, the restaurant could not operate normally without its head chef. Just as the staff were discussing who would replace Katie's position, an exhausted Katie appeared in front of everyone. She silently put on her uniform and started the day's work. She didn't know how to face this unspeakable grief. When Katie saw the message her sister had written to her, she could no longer suppress her inner sorrow, and tears poured out like a flood. The letter was written by her sister before entering the delivery room. She told Katie that if something happened to her, only Katie could take care of her child. The two sisters were each other's only family. Katie had never thought that her sister would leave her in this way. The boss saw this scene through the window, went in and tightly held her hand. She told Katie that she must take a mandatory 1-week break to adjust herself. After being discharged from the hospital, Annie moved in with Katie, bringing a room full of doll companions. Katie carefully accompanied her every day and specially made her an exquisite fish and meat dish. But Annie was indifferent and didn't seem to have an appetite for it. She went back to her room without eating a bite. Katie also knew that it would be difficult for Annie to emerge from her grief in a short time. After the holiday ended, Katie bid farewell to Annie and hurried to the restaurant. But as soon as she entered the kitchen, she found that a new chef had arrived and was actually playing lively music in the kitchen. The staff were all following his conducting rhythm, passionately singing while working. Katie looked at this new male head chef with a face full of confusion. It was also the first time she felt her position being threatened. However, what Katie didn't know was that the appearance of this man would completely change her life.